trash. I'm just like looking at this. I'm like, okay, nobody's gone full offense.
Well,
interesting.
we're seeing some defense here as we start up on the Abyss. Froggen, decked out. Since we're in the US, he's going red, white, and blue. But he's got himself a Doran shield.
He has. He's also started, he does have AP, so he is not going AD LeBlanc. Definitely not going AD LeBlanc. AD Anivia. First snowball has missed. Icicle misses.
Second
That's
snowball?
a 0% skill shot rate so far. All Faker's got to do is hit 1Q and he wins.
Okay.
0%.
Well, so far that's pretty much a snow day for these two, but they're not hitting anything with those snowballs.
Is it just me, or does Froggen's model look ever so slightly bigger?
Yeah, I think it might be. Oh, it's a sweet dance. Someone tell Azir.
Oh,
it's coming.
Froggen.
Oh, he's stunned.
He's
First
no
shot
follow-up,
from Faker,
though.
and he's going to get it
he
right off
trades it
back.
and gets minion damage.
This is a true mirror right now.
And gets minion damage from that. So Froggen will be pretty happy with that. That's basically the first shot fired. At this point, it's this one's going to be a long one, guys. Get in.
Yeah, strap in. This is
long
going to be
haul.
a very...
No ignites, because of course you've got the egg. So
It's kind of
we actually have to go through two lives here.
If we get double egg here, another stun. Faker. The count's up to 2 for Froggen right now. This is his court.
So is the level counter as well. So
True.
Froggen now does have access to his E, I would imagine. Literally no point in skilling W in this matchup.
I mean, I could be in trouble here if Faker loses this one because I picked him to win the whole thing.
Yeah, you could be in trouble. I mean,
snowball lands him.
It does. You're not going to go in on that. You take too much minion damage.
Faker has a mana advantage. It's very, very slight at this point, but he could definitely get off a larger spell rotation. I guess he's only got 2 spells available, but he's got another stun up on Froggen.
Doesn't have the vision though. Can't follow up for the ice shard for that extra damage. This is riveting.
It's like a good book. You just wait for the excitement to start happening.
There it is.
Mechanics.
There we go.
Oh man.
It's just so like literally the only time anything happens is when Q lands. It's great.
Just for anyone who's not familiar with Anivia, this is a perfect tutorial.
Kind of.
For both.
If you want to play against another Anivia. There's gonna be like
this is how you play against
there's
anybody.
gonna be like the other Anivia purists in the world that aren't named Froggen that are like loving this already. It's like, so many Qs landing, it's great. I want to see like
missing. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of auto attack trading here. There's the ice shard. Froggen does he does get Grasp of the Undying. He gets a little bit back.
Okay.
Faker rocks the same thing, but he's also taken a bite out of his not biscuit, potion. And the ice shard, that ice ball did not manage to get the stun off, but he did get a little bit more damage. Faker's still trading back and forth a little better, and he's got a level advantage now until Froggen equalizes.
Yeah, Froggen does equalize that one, and now Faker's gonna try and push forward through the minion wave. But it's an even game right now. Froggen is a couple of CS up. It's not really gonna matter too much. I wonder whether either of these are going to go tier. Now, that sounds like a really stupid thing, but we actually saw it a good few times at IWCA.
Just get
I was a little confused by it at first, because I'm like, well, you're never going to get to a tier item, so it's basically just giving you the extra of max mana.
Hear me out here.
Okay, I'm here.
Gentleman's agreement. They sit at 99 CS, and they only win by killing each other.
I don't see that.
And then they get full builds.
I don't see that happening, because at that point, that is when you scumbag. You're like, ha! Win conditions. Get that last CS. Got it. This is why I'm not in these 1v1s. I'm not gentlemanly like that. I'm like, I'm going to win this if I can.
Just a little bit of farming. There's the snowball. Froggen's not going to go in on that one, though. He does have a little bit of health disadvantage. Ice Shard's going to come in and take another bite out of his health bar, but still more sustained thanks to the Grasp of the Undying.
So, right now, Faker has 3 points in
Got the
his
stun.
team.
Oh, Froggen dodges. He trades well on that one.
Have they both got 3 points in E? That is what I'm wondering. I would imagine so at this point. Level 5, no reason for points in W.
Yeah.
I can see Fakers right now.
Looks like.
I'm assuming Froggen has exactly the same thing.
Clearly, this is the optimal build.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really too many ways of building Anivia this early onset that's all that different, but
yeah.
Faker wants to push back up onto Froggen, but...
Now, what I really want to see is when people just start ice walling each other.
It literally is the least useful ability in this matchup. When you have Snowball and
It is,
Flash,
but they got to take it eventually.
yeah, eventually you have to.
They have to
a
actually
point.
skill it at some point. Not next level, but soon.
Soon TM. At this point, Froggen is just keeping the push going.
Oh, but
CS
Faker goes in on this one, and he forces
the
a flash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Territory marked. Oh,
And
goes in,
now has-
and he's gonna
Oh!
maybe get an egg out of this one, but can he scramble him up for breakfast? I don't think he's got the damage.
But this is all Faker needs right now. All he has to do is be able to recall safely, and he's already got the egg, and if he can make the same kind of play happen again, he should be fine. Faker manages to sidestep, catches
Got
Froggen
the
again.
stun, looking
No
for it,
mana,
Graspy
though.
dying. That is a really low health Faker, but he keeps on going.
Use
just
the
trying
mark.
to push him back. Oh,
He gets
boy.
it. True damage for the follow-up.
Froggen's
Does
not going to
Froggen
go
want
for it.
There's
No.
too much mana for
No, this
Faker.
is Froggen is not going to
Yeah,
go in
this
on
is
that.
good. This
9
is-
times out of 10.
Yeah, that is...
Oh,
Oh, did manage to get it, but can't
There's-
quite follow up.
just on the minion. Faker's still going to go for it. But he's playing a dangerous game here. He's got the egg available, that's true. But he's trusting that Froggen just can't even do enough to get him in that form.
It's all about that little bit of mana that is left on Froggen. If Faker feels like it's enough for the spell rotation to come out, he's not going to go aggressive. Faker, remember, does still have his egg. Froggen does not. So that is another thing to keep in the mix.
Froggen's going to have to go ahead and back here, but he should have a little bit of gold banked up. Let's see what he does decide to build. Faker can push these minions into the turret and go home with a CS, well, not advantage, but at least even the gap a little bit.
So, Froggen instantly picks up the Catalyst. Is looking for the stacking game. I mean...
He's going for the long con.
Okay, both of them go for the Catalyst. The difference is the second Doran's Ring. Huh. We'll see how that plays out. A little bit more AP. A little bit more mana regen, and
Well,
that does seem to be the big difference between Froggen and Faker right now, is that Faker has just had a little bit more mana in these last few trades.
Yeah, that pretty much has been it. Froggen still maintains the CS differential, and he's building it up a little bit more. It's about 8 at this point. Faker, however, has shown that if he gets a chance, he will go in. But it's Froggen who jumps in this time. The stun's on Faker. A good trade for Froggen. Grasp of the Undying heals them both up a bit, but he throws on his own ultimate. Faker's about to get egged, but not quite, as he wings it over to the health and waits just a second.
However, Faker now going to be able to collect a big set of minions in front of him, or would be able to if the
There we go.
last hitting mechanic was the same as on Summoner's Rift. Manages to get all of the range creeps. Now we'll back off again, so this is Froggen's opportunity to extend the CS lead, but it is at the cost of the health. Froggen is going to be on this kind of 3/4, 2/3 of his health as Faker comes back unless he recalls right now, and that's what Froggen's going to do. This wave should just about all die to this turret.
This
So
is a pretty big
Faker-
advantage for Froggen.
Yeah, it is.
He's got 9
Oh,
health.
Faker
Okay,
actually
so
got
Faker
it.
gets
Okay.
it.
That's
Not so bad.
pretty good timing from Faker, knowing he could get the Q just to get that last hit on the minion. So half the wave died, and now Faker is able to kind of just...
Oh, he's going to try to freeze.
Try and freeze. I like it. I like it at this point. Faker trying to drag Froggen forward. Null Magic Mantle onto Froggen, though, so he's going for that slightly more defensive build while ahead on CS. That is... Honestly, that is normally the way to win.
There's the ice. That's what I'm talking about. The wall right there makes Faker take a little bit more damage on the back half of that.
Yeah, it is nice at this point that you just can force them to stay within your ult and make sure you get that ice shard off. But in the early game, it wasn't really going to offer too much. You can see they're going to trade it away now.
And more Faker's taking it worse, though. Turns his own ulti off as the ice walls are melting, but an auto attack will heal him up just a little bit. About on par with Froggen, who's going to be sending a few more minions Faker's way, and he's got that 11 CS differential. Going to be evened up just a bit, but Froggen could be on par to win this in CS.
Yeah, looks like it for now. Faker, however, no potions left. Froggen does have some in his inventory. Froggen...
Oh,
actually,
snowball, though.
Faker should
Big
not
mistake.
go in on this, though. You can see that Froggen already playing that defensive zone of the area there. Faker
Ever
now
so
pushes up. Froggen just used a lot of his mana just to push that wave back in towards Faker. So just trying to keep Faker on the turret. Froggen, that is a big misplay to get caught by that, but Faker used a lot of his mana on that trade. Does get a lot of Froggen's health off.
He's got the vision. Knows that Froggen was hiding out in that brush, but Faker had already leveled up. He got a little bit extra.
The key thing about that little trade, though, is Faker prevented Froggen from actually extending the CS lead. It's now down to 3 CS.
He could even it up here.
Yeah, and Faker, with this kind of position on the minion wave, it now forces Froggen to kind of come forward. I like the attempt at the wall there. Froggen will be able to pick up this CS.
But it's just about
Uses
dead
so
even.
much mana for it, though.
I mean, this could really go either way. We could be down to, like, they're fighting for the last minion.
It's going to be like whose Snowstorm is going to be able to deal more damage than the
Clearly no one's going to die.
Oh, which
Just
point?
listen to what-
Faker's will.
Oh, Faker's going in. He takes a lot of damage, though, and he's going to try to turn for the help, but Frog is going to flash.
Egg should be
Faker
up.
is going to maybe get egged. Not quite, not today. But Froggen is just on the offensive, and he can keep pushing forward. Once again, builds up the CS lead.
And Faker's zoned away from the minions, and we're now so close that I don't think Faker can actually recall here. With no mana, Froggen, all he's got to do is prevent the recall, and he knows that as long as he controls the health relics, he should be fine. Doesn't matter about the egg at this point because it's all about CS.
Summoner spells, the flashes have been burned, and now it's going to be if Faker can just go in, get a little extra damage, he may be able to turn it around, but the egg's back up. The wall's going to stop him. Auto won't be enough, but it's still 90 CS to 81. He's got to go in. Come on, Froggen. No, he's a level up. The catalyst.
It's not even that. It's not worth for him to go into the turret because even though he
They
has
ran to
egg, he'd only trade egg for egg, and then the turret would aggro. So he cannot go aggressive.
But he gets
Faker wants to go.
Oh!
There's the egg on Froggen.
gets to
Faker
get-
uses this to recall.
He's got to do it. Well, he can take some time to start farming up a little bit as the egg comes back up. But yes, he's going to be in so much trouble because Froggen has got only 10 minutes to go. Froggen's going to start trying to chase, though. The snowball went out, but it was on Faker's, and he just gets trolled a little bit by the ice wall.
Froggen's was fairly low on mana here. Oh my, no, Faker, you can't recall here. There's a minion wave coming. Faker just loses the game.
It's
Faker
4
literally
CS.
just
That's
lost the
all
game
he
on
has
that
to get.
recall.
Easy
This is
peasy.
it. Froggen's
He's
got
going to
it.
watch it from the fountain. GG, the Anivia King is still the king.
Even without Wraith Camps, Froggen still farms his way to victory. It was only 100 he needed this time. Oh, that recall at the end. I mean, Faker had no option at that point.
Yeah.
That was
This we talked earlier about, you know, how some of these could be more like a game of chess than a game of chicken, but this really was the most cerebral 1v1 I've ever seen.
all about the farm. All about just hitting that 100